Today we're going to talk about the dominant chord. We're going to talk about some basic fundamental harmony stuff. Okay, so the dominant chord, it's called dominant because it is important. And why is that? The dominant chord contains three notes of tension from the scale, and I will explain. If you watch a previous video, a free video, you will see that I'm talking about the role of each note in a scale. So when we have the C major scale, we have the basic, the fundamental notes that are the 1, 3, 5, 8, and then we have all the other notes, the 2, the 4, and the 6 and the 7. So the 4 wants to resolute on the 3, F wants to go to E, B wants to go to C, and A wants to go to G, and D wants to go to C or E. Okay, cool. Now, when we are playing chords in a specific key, each chord has also a specific function, a specific mission. So the mission of G7, the dominant chord of the C major scale, is to create tension. It creates tension by having inside the sound of it tension notes from the scale. When we are playing G7, we are playing G, B, D, and F. 1, 3, 5, flat 7. So, if we wanted to compare these notes with the notes of the scale and the functions of each note, we're coming to the specific conclusion that B wants to resolute to go to C. D wants to go to C or E. And F wants to go to E. So the 3 of the G wants to go to the 1 of the C major. The 5 of the G wants to go to the 1 of the C major or the 3. And the 7 of the G7th, the G dominant chord, wants to go to the 3rd of the C major. So when we are having G7 and then C major, we're having something like that. Now, this is what we're calling cadence. Okay, this is the most classic and fundamental way to lead the harmony to the tonality, to C major, let's say. When we are doing this, or if we're playing it like an arpeggio, we are leading the tension notes to the relaxed notes. So when we're having this, the F goes to E, and the B goes to C. Inside the G dominant chord, there is a very important interval. The interval between the F and the B. This interval is called tritone. So this tritone, the interval of terror, of evil, wants to resolute. This is what actually makes the G7 chord dominant and makes it to function as a tension chord, this specific sound. So when we're having a 5-to-1 chord progression, the tritone is relaxed because the F goes to E and the B goes to C. This is a very classical theme that you may have heard on classical music. And this is also used for minor tonalities. This can also resolute to C minor. Every tension chord, every dominant chord, can resolute to a minor or a major chord. The distance have to be a perfect fourth. Can I resolute on the second degree of the C major? Yes, I can. Can I use a dominant chord? Yes, I can. I can use a dominant chord that doesn't belong to the scale. I can use A dominant and resolute to D minor, and then use B dominant to resolute on E minor, the third degree of C major, C dominant to F major, or D dominant to G major. I can also use four-note chords, especially in modern harmony in jazz. It doesn't work for the seventh degree. It doesn't work for the seventh degree. It looks like you are answering a question with a question. It doesn't sound pretty. And we might not use that. And so the most important thing is to remember that the reason that we're using the dominant chords is to create tension and then to create relaxation. Tension is created through the tritone interval, and the relaxation is created through the resolution of this tritone, of this tension. And we can use dominant chords in order to relax, to go, to lead the song on any degree of a C major scale, any degree of any scale. So I can play the 5 of the 1, but I can also play the 5 of the 2, or the 3, 5 of 3, 5 of 4, 5 of 5, 5 of 6. Forget about the 5 of 7. It doesn't resolute. These dominant chords doesn't belong to the scale, except the real 5-1. Okay. The other dominant chords are called secondary dominants. They are created by us in order to make some movement, some harmonic movement, in order to make the second or the third degree a little bit important, okay? It's like we are shifting the tonality towards D minor, let's say, the 5 of 2, but only temporarily. I mean, only for a few seconds. This creates a surprise. If you listen to this, you're having the idea that, okay, it ended on D, but if you continue on the C major, this creates a movement that it's a little bit more interesting. Okay, so perfect fourths are very important. 5 is the dominant chord, very important, and it can resolute on any degree of a scale except the 7th. I have uploaded another exercise and that has to do with the secondary dominants. Try it, see the exercise, and I will upload more exercises about secondary dominants. They are very important, and it is very important to handle them on the fretboard and to understand the function of it. Okay, so have fun with the exercises. Secondary dominants. Okay, secondary dominants. Very important.